This beautiful girl is Gus, and yes, she is a girl. And she was, I don't think, very exposed to a lot when she was a puppy. And so she has, I believe, cortisol in her blood. She's very nervous for sounds. Now, she's a Jack Russell. They're very twitchy dogs, but that was me crinkling a water bottle. And so any sound like that, you see, startles her a little bit. So we're going to use, in this video, we're going to go over how you can use counter-conditioning to help a dog get over a negative association or being skittish around certain sounds. Now we have another dog right over here, Riley. And Riley, looks like you're smoking a cigar. We're going to keep over here on leash so that she doesn't participate. So the Guardian is going to, she has some treats right now. So we call these a reinforcer. The Guardian is going to go ahead and offer a treat. And we want her to chew on it. So I'm making the sound that before was startling her. Now what you want to do is be delivering the reinforcer first, and then the sound is happening. And then as soon as the reinforcer disappears, the sound stops before the reinforcer disappears. Now grab another treat. And if you have little crumbs left, you can combine them too. All right, go ahead and start delivering. Now you saw before when I made just the smallest of sounds, she was twitchy. Go ahead and do it again. See, her ears are going, she hears it, but instead of being spooked by the sound, she's having a positive reinforcer. But the timing is everything. Make sure that you're not making the sound unless the treat is first being delivered. Oh. And if you get something like that, back up to a lighter sound. Set her up for success. So that was too much for her. And then work out a code for somebody. Maybe you cough. Okay. Every time you're about to be done with the treat, yeah, it'll be easy. The Guardian has laryngitis right now. Go ahead and deliver another one. So I want to raise the criteria a little bit, make it a little bit louder each time until eventually I can be doing it really loud and her ears aren't moving, she's not nervous, she's not skittish, and in fact, this sound becomes associated with a positive. Normally, she would have been running away by now, right? Mm-hmm. Gus, you did very good. So if you have, now this is a water bottle, and now another thing, go ahead and drop a treat on it or near it. And don't say anything. So this is what I would do kind of like with a vacuum cleaner. Vacuum cleaners are hard because it emits the smells of the entire house every time it gets turned on, and it makes a racket. So what I want a dog to do is just approach whatever the thing is while it's static, i.e. not moving. And then you toss a treat. Now, if she won't come all the way here to get it, then put the treat over here. Hey, hello, Gus. She wouldn't even come near me when we first started the session. The idea is to help the dog practice approaching and walking away on her own volition. So we drop the treat. We let her see us drop it. We do not encourage her to get it. She knows that it's there, and she gets the encouragement. Make sure the other roommate is not around to steal the treats because we want her to build the confidence here. And then we get closer and closer, and eventually you can put them on top of the vacuum cleaner. Now, vacuum cleaners are hard. Look at that. She's nudged it out of her way to get it, which is awesome. Vacuum cleaners are hard because they make all the smells in the house are all suddenly erupted. It makes them essentially nose blind. And so what I do is first I put the vacuum cleaner in the middle of the room, and I just toss treats until the dog will walk over and doesn't have that lean that I talked. If your dog is leaning over, like stretching for it, they're indicating they're not comfortable. Keep tossing the treats for it until they walk up and they're comfortable and they even sit or lie down next to it. Next stage is I'd put it actually on top of the vacuum cleaner until she comes over and takes it without any hesitation. Next step would be I would have somebody help you. I would have somebody doing the delivery method that I was showing you before, whether she's chewing on the treat or somebody just clicks and lowers the handle and then clicks it back up. So you're not actually moving it, you're moving the handle down. And then the next stage would be to actually have somebody moving the vacuum cleaner a little bit like this motion with the dog several feet away, however many feet she needs to be away where she doesn't want to run away, but you're not turning it on. You're just letting it go. Then the next stage that I would do is I would have the vacuum cleaner in another room, and I would do what you're doing here. I would pop a treat in her mouth, and as soon as the treat goes in her mouth, then I would turn the vacuum cleaner on in the other room for 1 second and turn it off immediately. So she's getting the positive reinforcer delivered. She hears the sound, but it's far away, so she doesn't see it, and it's a lower, more muted intensity. And then eventually you could do it a little bit long, like 2 seconds. Now, but make sure you're always delivering the reinforcer. Sit.
Sit.
Perfect. She doesn't know how to sit. So we want to use passive training for that. That was wonderful. So basically what you want to do is keep on elongating the vacuum cleaner being on in the other room. Then when you actually bring the vacuum cleaner in the room, what you want to do is have her as far away as she needs to be where she doesn't get jumpy or twitchy or want to move around. Then what you want to do is start holding the treat out, letting her chew on it like we were doing the first part of this video, and then somebody would move the vacuum cleaner but being off. So moving it around the room, and again at the far side of the room. And when she's comfortable and is relaxed for that, especially if she's sitting, then the next step would be you would actually turn the vacuum cleaner on and vacuum on the very far side of the room, and keep it very short at first, and give it a piece of roast beef, maybe about that big, so you want your dog to be chewing and getting the reinforcer the whole time, and gradually get closer and closer to her, and you can do longer and longer, and eventually the vacuum cleaner means I get a treat. Sit.
I don't have
That's right. Give her what you got.
Sit.
Awesome. Well, this beautiful girl is Gus, and this is how you can use the principle of counterconditioning to help a skittish dog get over sounds that scare them. Right, Gus? Good girl.